Hey everyone, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Joseph Nations and this is my wife Kayla. And you're probably wondering why our friends set up this GoFundMe fundraiser for us and why we're asking for help. That all has to do with endometriosis, and I'm going to let my wife go into it.
Hey y'all, so to be honest with you, I was very insecure about sharing about our journey, but the more I thought about it, the more I just remembered all of the women that have endometriosis and the voices that aren't heard and they feel helpless, and I just want to give them a voice and just share and spread some awareness about this disease, and just share a little bit of our journey. And so if you guys don't know, I have stage 4 endometriosis. What endometriosis is a disorder where the lining of the uterus grows outside of the uterus. So if you know where the uterus is, you know it's in the female organ area. You have the uterus, you have the fallopian tubes, you have the ovaries, and endometriosis directly affects all of those areas. And that lining that grows in there that isn't supposed to causes sores and lesions, internal bleeding. It also causes lots of scarring and adhesions. The adhesions just basically mean that the tissue makes all the organs stick together, and that's why they call it adhesion, because they basically stick together in one big kind of jumbled mess. I've had my uterus flipped before. They can be moved in all different directions, different parts of my body, just from all that scarring and all those sores that stick together. If you're wondering what it looks like, I have a photo for you from one of my surgeries. I have had 4 surgeries with endometriosis. This was a photo taken during one of them. So you can see here, here's the sores, different areas that are affected. Intestines, uterus. You have the fallopian tube kind of off to the side. If you're wondering what healthy organs looks like, here's a photo for you of the uterus, the fallopian tubes, what it should look like, and once again, what mine look like. Now, as you can see, it's very similar to if you were to have a blister or a sore on the outside of your body, and these sores can spread. So the spreading, not only the pain and the effects of endometriosis, which is a long list, one of the most life-threatening things is the spreading of it. So that's one thing that we've been really concerned about for a long time with my journey, is not knowing if this could spread to other organs. And over the past 6 to 8 months, I could really tell that my body was changing for the worse. And I've struggled with endometriosis for a couple of years now. Like I was saying, I've had multiple surgeries with my OBGYN. And unfortunately, nothing has helped treat this disease itself. There's only things to help control the symptoms. So, in my case, this endometriosis has spread to other parts of my body. And that's where we are really at a crossroads, because now that we know it has spread, we're honestly worried that it will continue to spread to other organs like my lungs or my heart. Even brain in some instances. Not every woman has endometriosis to that kind of severity. It depends on the woman.
Yeah. With most women, it typically stays within their female organs. But once it starts to spread outside, that is when it becomes more severe and dangerous. As for Kayla, it's spread to her bowels and to her bladder. It is also within her female organs has caused her fallopian tubes to be completely blocked, which has made her infertile as well. So the hope with this surgery is not only will it take out the endometriosis, but it will also open up her fallopian tubes.
Yes. So, as Joseph was saying, there is a surgery available for endometriosis women. Not a lot of people know about it, and it's not something that an OBGYN can perform. So like I was saying earlier, I've had surgeries, and you're probably wondering, well, how is this surgery different from the surgeries that normal OBs can give you? So the surgery that I am looking into is with a specialist. They specialize in endometriosis, and the difference in this surgery and a regular surgery with an OB is basically taking out either the tip of the iceberg or the entire iceberg. That's the best way to describe it. So with a normal OB, they try to control the spread of the disease, which is why I've had multiple surgeries, where they take the tip of it off, they burn the tissue there, and they hope and pray that it doesn't spread to other organs. In my case, it has spread, like Joseph was saying, and hasn't been very effective, that surgery. So we have found a specialist that can remove the endometriosis at the root. It really removes the entire iceberg, which is very rare, and these specialists are very hard to come by, and they're very, very expensive, which leads me into the reason why we are asking for help, and the reason why our friends have created this GoFundMe fundraiser for us is because it is very expensive and it's not covered by any insurance.
And the reason why we chose the excision surgery is because it has a 95% chance. There's a 95% chance Kayla won't get this again. So there's only a 5% recurrence rate. Whereas the 4 other surgeries she's had, the ablation surgery, there's a 90% recurrence rate. So there's only a 10% chance that she would not have endometriosis any longer. So it just makes more sense to have the excision surgery.
Right. So if you don't know this, most endometriosis women go through up to 10 to 15 regular surgeries to where they go and burn off that tip of the iceberg over and over and over and over again, hoping that it doesn't spread to other organs. And they don't know about this surgery, they don't know about the specialty, or they don't have access to one. There are very few. It is a rare specialty. And it's also, even if they did have access like we do, it's very, very expensive. For us, it's going to be including our travel, $10,000 up front, out-of-pocket expense. And so we're really on a time crunch. If you're wondering what other women with endometriosis do to cope with their symptoms if they don't have this surgery, is like I was saying earlier, they have the other surgery with an OB. That's the tip of the iceberg surgery, where they burn off the surface again and again and again, hoping that it doesn't spread, ultimately leading to most of the time a hysterectomy. If you don't know what a hysterectomy is, it's where all of the female organs are removed, and you no longer have a cycle. It's really a means to an end. It's not a cure. A lot of people think it is a cure, and it is not a cure. It's a means to an end. So this is really the best treatment and the best hope for endometriosis women in getting better. And so we just want to spread awareness about that. We want people to know that there is such a thing. If you have endometriosis, this is available, and we're more than willing to help anyone who wants help in finding a specialist and providing funds for that. If we were to receive any additional funds from anyone, we will be donating it to other endometriosis women for this surgery. And we just want to throw that out there as well. It is a big amount in a short amount of time, and we know that. But that GoFundMe will be there and set up for a while, as long as we can have it there. And we appreciate you guys if you do feel led to give, and if you don't, please just pray for us.
Whether if you do give or you don't give, the number one thing would be prayer for our hearts first and foremost, and then praying for strength and endurance, particularly for Kayla as well. And any amount that you can give, from $1 to $50, any amount is very appreciative, and we just want to thank you.
Yes. And I think that's it. One little fact I wanted to throw out there before we end this is, you probably know someone with endometriosis. 1 in every 10 women have this. Like I was saying earlier, not everyone is as severe as this, but a lot of times it is because of the lack of treatment there. 176 million women worldwide have this, and don't have the access and care that they need to even have a functioning life. If you want to know more about endometriosis, there's a long list of symptoms and ways that it affects my daily life, our daily lives. It's a very difficult disease. It's a hard road. The pain is very severe. And so we appreciate your prayer in this journey, and we appreciate your heart in listening to this video with us. Do you have anything else?
That is it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all.